Welcome to another TIPShot video from TIP Technologies. Today we're going to be looking at security groups in TIPQA. Security groups define access to the various modules in TIPQA. They can be configured to allow or deny access to drop-down menu choices, give or deny the ability to print documents, and can allow or deny the ability to access document types in the various modules. They're typically set up to mirror functional responsibilities within your organization. In this example, inspector responsibilities would include a need to access inspection records, perform and record inspections, and generate nonconformances. An inspection supervisor would need to do everything an inspector does, plus additional responsibilities like reversing or changing completed inspections. By creating and configuring a security group with inspector permissions and another security group with inspector supervisor permissions, this administrator can limit user actions based on those security groups. To set this up, we create a security group in TIPQA with access appropriate to each functional group. The inspector group at the top allows members of that group to perform all the responsibilities in TIPQA that an inspector will need to do, with the appropriate rights and accesses to do that, but no more. This security group I've called Inspector and would be configured to allow inspectors to perform their needed duties. In the Inspection Supervisor group, it allows the inspection supervisor to do their duties above and beyond what the inspector can do, but doesn't include the inspector duties. Why wouldn't you include that? What we want to set up our security groups according to unique job duties. As you see here, I put Sarah in both the Inspector Supervisor group and the Inspector group. Because she's associated with both groups, she gets the benefits and privileges of both groups. For example, Sarah is in the Inspector Security group that doesn't allow editing of inspection, but she's also in the Inspector Supervisor group that does allow editing. Therefore, she has the ability to edit an inspection. When there are differing permissions for capabilities, one with a no and one with a yes, the yes always prevails. The Inspection Supervisor group only has permissions unique to inspection supervisors. To get her the privileges of inspectors, you put her in that group too. By partitioning this way, it also makes it easier if you need to update security group rights. You just update the inspector rights and don't have to remember that you also have to update the supervisors as well. To get to the security group window, you'll need to open the Access Control module in the navigation window to the left. In Access Control, click on Administration and navigate to the General Security Group option. This is what you'll see. Click OK to see the Security Group tab list. This is a list of the security groups you currently have in your system. Each security group is configured for that functional group. I'm going to double-click on the QE/ME security group. This is a security view page for the selected security group. This area is where you begin to configure the security group for the functional group that will be associated with it. The security group tab I'm working in now is the first of two places you'll need to go to set up security groups. The tabs across the top are relation tabs. They give the Access Control Administrator the ability to deny or allow security group members to edit documents within the modules. The second place in Access Control you need to go configure a security group is Process Menu Item Access. On the Menu Item Access screen, select the security group you want to set up in the TIPQA grid, then click the Module button in the upper center of the screen to get the module drop-down list. Select the module to configure from a list. The grid seen here is the menu item list for that module you selected. To allow your chosen security group edit access to one of the menu items, select an E at the right side of the screen to indicate Edit. Selecting V will restrict this menu item to view permissions only for the security group you're setting up. A blank or N indicates no access at all. An N in a chosen menu item will appear in the module, grayed out, and not clickable. Finally, click the Module Setup button above the TIPQA grid. That will display the module setup screen for the module you selected. Review your policies and procedures and check or uncheck the appropriate boxes for the security group you are configuring. Thank you for attending this tip talk on security groups. To learn more about security groups and TIPQA, the QMS software solution, please visit www.tiptech.com. Thank you.